What's happening, guys? Welcome to Just the Facts Friday. We are going to be looking at how to manually create a call-on title. Something a little bit like this, with a little bit of a sound effect. So simple, so easy, it's very quick. If you haven't got time to be messing around, this is a real quick and easy and dirty way of doing it. So without further ado, let's dive into Premiere Pro and let's see how we go about doing it. So we've got our clip on the timeline in Premiere Pro. And basically what we've got is we've just got a shot of this lock and we want to put a call out title on it. And we just want something in the corner here that says, you know, it's Britain's largest lock or whatever. I don't know, something. Any old wording, it doesn't really matter because it's all about technique, not about what we're actually saying. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to create this call out title somewhere on here and then position it in a place and make it do something, but quickly so that it looks like it's been animated in and it hasn't actually been animated in, to be fair. So let's have a look how we do that. So first things first, we're going to just jump over here. We're going to go to the pen tool and we're going to select the rectangle tool. And we're just going to draw a rectangle on our screen. Doesn't matter how big or whatever, you know, however you want it to be. And what we're going to do there is we're going to drag that to the place where we want our call out title to come in. So I'm going to bring my call out title in, I don't know, maybe, let's see, I think probably about there. So we're going to go out, bring our call out title in there. So currently that's what we've got and that's how we are. We don't want it that big, do we? Because obviously, you know, that's absolutely mahoosive and we don't want to go down the mahoosive route. So let's make this a little bit smaller. So say we wanted our call out title to be sort of that size and we wanted it to be sort of there in the corner just to show exactly what it is that we're talking about. But we also need to animate this on as well at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple more video tracks to this, this whole timeline. So this is our main call out title. That's what we're going to have. And we're going to say, let's get some text on there as well. So let's say we're going to say local lock. So we're going to say local lock, and I mean we start messing around now, don't we? Because we start to think, well, let's go up and let's make a different text or whatever. Well, in this case, what we're going to do is we'll just call it Arial, because you know it's just for ease of use. Let's have Arial, classic Arial bold. We're going to make this a different colour. So let's go to the shape and let's make the it red. A nice red colour. And we've got a stroke as well. Now we're going to need a stroke later, so let's make them both the same red. We'll show you that in a moment. And we've got our text as well, so we need our text above that. And we need our text in there, like so. So we've got local lock. And that's where we're at. And we want it nicely sort of mentioned and want it nicely sort of laid out right, and we probably want it to be a little bit thinner this so that it fits in with our look. So we'll just make it that bit thinner, tiny bit thinner. We'll just leave it there for now because we can always move it in a bit. Now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to create that and we're going to need to create it twice more. So let's Alt and copy and then Alt and copy again. And what I'm going to need to do is get to the beginning of this frame here. So we'll zoom in a bit. So we're now looking at the three sets of titles we've got. We've basically got one there, and one there. So this is going to be our main title. This is going to be an intro. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this here, go to the very beginning. There we go. And I'm going to hit Shift and I'm going to go forward arrow and I'm going to go across two sets, so 10 frames. And I'm going to drag those into 10 frames there. Same with this one. I'm going to get to this here. Shift and arrow key twice, and then I'm going to grab it and I'm going to move it across here like so. So what we get is that it comes on and goes off. Now this may be a little bit too long. We might have to half that, but we'll see how we go. Now we've obviously got the text twice, and we've got the text twice again there, and we need that closer to it. And we can see we've got 2, 2 and 2, so we need 6 on here for the minute anyway. So we've got 2, 4, 6. So let's make it another one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one here at the beginning, and then I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to put this one here at the beginning. Okay, now this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the square like so, and the scale, and I'm going to make it small like this. Same with the text. Text is the same. I'm going to get the text, and I'm going to position it so that it looks very similar. So we'll say maybe 30 just to make it look similar as it is, like that. So now we've got this here and we've got that there. So we've got 2 coming in. Now this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to make the scale 150, like so, and I'm going to give it a rotation of -9. Actually no, let's make it 9. I prefer it the other way. So I'm going to make it 9, and then with this I'm going to do the same thing again, 150, and I'm going to make the rotation 9, and I'm going to position it in place like so. So now what we've got is we've got this sort of going on, which is pretty cool. So basically we've got, and it's a little bit slow. It's still a little bit slow. It wants to be probably half that speed. So if I go across Shift 1, Shift and then arrow, and we'll make it half the speed that it should be. So it's really, really, really tiny. So it's only on for a split second, and that is to sort of give the impression that it's effectively just, it's popping on rather than. There you go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to copy all those. So we're going to grab them, Alt, and then we're just going to drag them across, and we're going to repeat the operation in reverse, like so. Oops, I've just Alt and Shifted those, so just delete those. Okay, so now basically what we've got is we've got this. We've got a thing that comes on, and with a thing that goes off. And effectively what you've done is you've made a pop-on title. And this can be as long as you want it to be, this bit here. You can have loads of text in there. You don't need loads of text. For us, I mean, we could probably make it this long, grab these and then drag them to there like that. And then effectively what you do is copy that all. If you want to do another one, Alt and Shift, Alt and drag to get rid of it. And then if you grab all that, right click on it, and then nest it, you can call this whatever you want it to call it. So I'm going to call this local lock, because that's the title that I'm in, and that is now, you don't need those extra layers. You've got that title in there now, and it will do the same thing as you need to. Now the next bit that we need to do is we need to find a sound effect that brings on and brings all that together. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Let's go and have a look and see what we can find here. Glitch sound effects. I want something that sounds really cool, really. What's that sound like? Let's have that one on and see what it sounds like. Here we go. Let's see. Oh no, that's way too long. Let's get rid of that. Let's try another. I think we might go with that. Maybe that one. That one seemed. Is that one better? So if we just shorten that out, we don't need all of it, do we? And then we just pull that into the end of this side and just overlay it a little bit. You get like a
And of course you can do that with other sound effects. You can do it with anything you want really. I mean, if we went with, say, glitch 8, see what glitch 8 is. Is that any better? What does that sound like? Oh, crikey. Sounds like I'm in some sort of space film. Let's try. That should. Yeah, that's better. There you go. That's already better. So let's just bang that on there, like that. So we'll say glitch 12. We're just going to press S, and I'm just going to just drag it so that it starts slightly before and it finishes slightly after. There we go. And effectively, you have now created yourself a call out title. And obviously, you don't leave it at full volume, you want this fairly low, so we're doing that 22.9, something like that. So that when it comes in, it's just really tiny. It's just there, and it just does a little bit more, and it just helps to sell that little bit of an effect, like it's intentional that it glitches in.
It's super easy. It's like 5 elements plus some sound, and you've got yourself a fairly simple call on title that you can pop up, and it can do whatever you want it to do, say whatever you want it to say. You don't have to mess around. You just set up the 3 and then do the copy like we've shown, and it just does everything you need it to do quickly. It can be any colour you want, it can be any style you want really, it can be any shape or anything that you really want, as long as it sort of follows that sort of element. And it's just really quick. Hope you find it useful. It just adds that little bit more polish, and it just makes the whole video feel a little bit more like you kind of know what you're doing, and the video kind of knows what it's doing, and it just makes it look that little bit better. So I hope you found it useful. Hope you do put it to use. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!